Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be covering one of the most essential aspects of web development, which are units in CSS. Units are used to define links, sizes, and other measurable quantities in CSS. Let's get started. Following along from the previous video, you should already have the index.html file set up to point to an external CSS file. From here, we're going to clear out the code inside the body tags. If you do not already have this set up, pause the video and take a moment to add this code to your index.html file, as well as create a separate file called styles.css inside a CSS folder. I've also included links in the description where you can find the code to get you started. Let's start by adding a couple of divs and a div inside the second div. This is what I mean. First div, second div, and then let's nest a div inside the second one. Then I'm going to give the first div an ID of top box. And I'm going to give the second div an ID of big box. Then I'll give the nested div an ID of small box. And then let's add 3 paragraphs. This will be paragraph 1. This will be paragraph 2. And this will be paragraph 3. And for the first paragraph, let's give it an ID of px units. And let's also wrap the number 1 in a span. And give the span an ID of em units. For the second paragraph, actually, instead of ID, I'm going to make this class. Because for the second paragraph, I'm also going to give it a class of em units. And finally, for the last paragraph, I will give it an ID of rem units. Now over in the styles.css file, let's clear out the styling from the previous videos. And then let's get started with the big box. This one, I'm going to give it a width of 200 pixels and a height of 200 pixels and a background color of blue. When I save, you should see a nice big blue box here. Then for the paragraph that has the px units, I'm going to give it a font size of 32 pixels. You should see that the paragraph suddenly got bigger. The px in these styles stands for pixels. Pixels are the most commonly used units for web design. It is a fixed unit of measurement that doesn't change regardless of the size of the screen. Next up, we're going to style the small box. And we're going to give it a width of 50%. I'm going to give it a height of 50%. And then a background color of green. And then when you save, you're going to see a small green box inside the blue box, because remember, this div is nested inside the big box div. And you can see from this, it's about 50% of the width of its container and 50% height of its container. Percentages is another commonly used unit for defining dimensions in CSS. It allows us to define sizes in relation to the parent element or the viewport and is commonly used to make layouts responsive. Next up, let's style the tags that have the EM units class. I'm going to make the font size 2EM. In this case, you see that the paragraph 2 got bigger, as well as the one inside the span. EM units are relative units of measurement in CSS based on the font size of the parent element. It is a scalable unit that can adapt to different screen sizes. Then next, let's style the rem unit at a font size of 2 REM. REM is similar to EM, but it is based on the font. It's based on the root font size, which makes it easier to maintain consistency across different elements. So lastly, let's style the top box and give it a width of 50 VW and a height of 50 VH. VW stands for view width and VH stands for view height. Background color of red. This lets us define sizes relative to the viewport size. And there you have it. There are various types of units in CSS, each with their unique use case. Understanding these units is crucial in creating responsive and scalable web designs. By using the right units for the right task, you can create designs that are visually appealing and easy to maintain. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the description for additional resources. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.